You are relaxing on the couch when your cat makes that graceful, familiar leap right into your lap. You reach out, expecting a quiet moment of petting and purrs. But instead of settling down, they do a sudden 180-degree spin, lift their tail, and present their backside right at your eye level. By human standards, this is an objective breach of personal space. It feels gross, and it's completely natural to lean back and wonder why your pet is behaving this way. A lot of owners interpret this move as a rude dominance play, a territorial insult, or just a demanding cat asking for immediate attention. We try to read their behavior using human social rules, but underneath what looks like an offensive etiquette failure is a specific, invisible biological intention. To understand what is actually happening, we have to leave the human perspective behind. Cats navigate their environment using a completely different hierarchy of senses. While we rely heavily on sight to figure out who is in the room with us, cats identify each other primarily through smell. Olfactory communication is the primary language they use. It dictates their social structures and how they build relationships with the creatures around them. This diagram compares our two distinct sensory pathways. On the left, humans use visual processing and facial recognition to establish identity. On the right, cats rely on a highly specialized olfactory receptor pathway to detect chemical signatures. A cat's distinct chemical signature is concentrated in a very specific spot. They have specialized scent glands located right near the base of their tail. Viewing the interaction through this scent-based lens changes the context entirely. What seems like an insult to a human is actually a necessary exchange of biological information. This biological need dictates exactly how a cat moves when they initiate contact with you on the couch. Turning around and lifting the tail into the air is a deliberate action. It fully exposes those scent glands and clearly presents their unique signature. Translated into human social terms, presenting the tail is the exact equivalent of offering a warm handshake or a friendly wave across the room. It is an active invitation. They are asking you to investigate their identity with what animal behaviorists call a howdy sniff. They ignore our rules of personal space because they are executing a perfectly polite, biologically hardwired feline introduction. So let's look at that lap jumping scenario one more time, applying this biological translation to the emotional dynamic between you and your pet. By turning their back to you, the cat is intentionally giving up their visual advantage. They are putting themselves in a position of immense physical vulnerability. A cat will not expose their blind spot unless they feel entirely secure in their environment. Feline social circles are incredibly tight-knit. This vulnerable physical gesture is reserved exclusively for family members and trusted individuals. They never do this to a stranger. Your cat isn't demanding attention or acting out. They are providing undeniable proof of their absolute trust in you. Think about the unique ways your pet greets you. I'd love to hear your funniest tail-up moments down in the comment section. The next time your cat spins around in your lap, give them a figurative high five for showing you that level of trust. True cross-species bonding requires us to let go of rigid human etiquette so we can finally appreciate the bizarre, beautiful realities of feline affection. At some point, most cat owners experience the same specific ritual. Their cat jumps onto their lap, settles in, and begins to rhythmically press their paws deep into their legs. This behavior is frequently compared to the way a dog turns in circles before lying down, a physical attempt to soften a surface or make a bed. To understand the mechanics of the movement, we must look at the intersection of a cat's early development and their unique paw anatomy. This physical movement serves as a medium for an invisible communication between the cat and their environment. Translating this language requires an investigation into the feline evolutionary past and the specific glands housed within their feet. This domestic habit functions as a bridge between childhood survival instincts and adult social signaling. The origin of this behavior is found within the first weeks of a kitten's life, inside the nursing litter. Kittens use this specific pressing motion to physically stimulate milk flow from the mother, a behavior essential for their survival. Repeating this action during their most formative development hardwires this physical rhythm into the feline nervous system. Adult cats retain this motor pattern long after weaning, actively repurposing this specific movement within their domestic environment. Engaging in this rhythmic motion creates a neurological feedback loop that reduces feline anxiety levels. The adult cat utilizes a primary survival mechanism as a reliable tool for physiological self-soothing. Beyond the motion itself, the contact between the paw pads and a human lap triggers a secondary biological process. This cross-section of a paw pad shows specialized scent glands located beneath the surface tissue. As the cat steps down, their weight compresses the pad, activating these internal glands. This action transfers pheromones, embedding them directly into the person below. In the feline world, this chemical transfer serves as a biological claiming mechanism. By embedding these pheromones into the owner, the cat marks the human as their distinct personal territory. The massage functions as a delivery system for a complex chemical claim of ownership. For a cat, the concept of territory is not necessarily about dominance or aggression. For a solitary predator, marking a person with their scent is a way to establish a zone of absolute safety. By combining a childhood nursing instinct with adult scent marking, the cat links the concept of mother with the concept of home. This means they are quite literally claiming the human lap as their most secure space in the world. They are translating the security they once felt during nursing into their relationship with the owner. How does your cat show this behavior? Let us know in the comments. Recognizing this act for what it is allows you to see the moment your cat decides you are home. When a cat needs your lap, they are using every biological tool at their disposal to signal that they are safe, protected, and exactly where they belong.
We have all seen the online videos. A 10-pound domestic cat manages to pour their body into an impossibly narrow glass vase, defying basic physics. We routinely film these physical contortions and laugh off the behavior as a comedic quirk of feline personality. But to the cat, wedging themselves into a bathroom sink serves a critical psychological purpose. Without access to these specialized hiding spots, a cat loses its primary method for managing the sensory overstimulation of a modern home. From the perspective of a creature barely a foot tall, a wide-open living room is a sprawling, unpredictable environment where threats can approach from anywhere. To navigate that stress, a cat uses the physical boundaries of a tight squeeze as an active coping mechanism. The question is, what exactly happens inside a cat's nervous system when they force their spine into the rigid corners of a discarded shoebox? That cardboard container actually functions as an essential tool for maintaining feline mental health. Biologically, cats are classified as mesopredators, animals that exist squarely in the middle of the food chain. This creates a dual instinct dilemma. They must stay exposed enough to hunt while simultaneously hiding from larger apex predators. To satisfy both needs, they require a specific spatial geometry, a protected rear and side perimeter paired with a single forward-facing vantage point. The standard structure of a typical cardboard box mathematically delivers this optimal defensive geometry, shielding the animal's flanks from every angle. A simple corrugated box resolves the biological conflict of being both the hunter and the hunted. But the science goes deeper than just the defensive walls. The cat also seeks the physical sensation of tightness against its body. Mammals possess a physiological response to deep pressure, which triggers a calming, swaddling effect on the nervous system. This data shows the result. Firm, continuous physical pressure forces a reduction in heart rate and inhibits the production of stress hormones. It's the same biological principle that soothes a human infant when wrapped tightly in a blanket. By wedging itself into the box, the cat signals its nervous system to shift into a parasympathetic state, allowing the body to return to baseline. Look again at that cat poking its head out of an overstuffed shoebox and consider it through this scientific lens. The cat has recognized its own overstimulation and taken active control over its own sensory regulation. This behavior means the animal is successfully establishing a safe sanctuary and finding true comfort in its environment. Squeezing into a container is the sign of a highly adaptable, self-soothing pet. Every cat has their preferred spot, whether that's a delivery envelope or a crystal salad bowl. Let us know in the comments. What is the weirdest tight space your cat relies on to decompress? You can support your pet's well-being by intentionally leaving a few cardboard sanctuaries accessible throughout the house.
A living room featuring an empty box might look messy to us, but it's the clearest indicator of a healthy environment for a cat.